The man who wasn't hungry. I met a man in 1962 who told me he hadn't eaten in over 40 years. Said it like he was telling me the time of day. He looked healthy, rosy cheeks, bright eyes, not a single wrinkle. But his breath smelled like fresh graves and burnt hair. I was a reporter back then, still chasing stories that could keep me young. He said his name was Ellis Crane. Claimed he'd been born in 1899. Showed me an ID, sure enough. The ink looked too fresh. We sat in a diner. He didn't order a thing, just stirred a black cup of coffee with a silver spoon that never clinked against the porcelain. I asked him why he hadn't eaten. He smiled, too wide, too long. Because I've already been fed, and I didn't choose what I became. That was the start of the story he told me, a story I'll never forget, not because it was unbelievable, but because every word of it felt true, and because I started seeing Ellis's face in other people after that. He said it began with a job, deep in the Appalachians, 1920s, a mine sealed shut since the Civil War, forgotten by maps and men, but it still breathed. They said you could hear it exhale at midnight. Not wind, not gas, just breath. Ellis was hired to help reopen it. The crew went down with pickaxes and lamps. The deeper they dug, the louder it became, scratching, not stone on stone, but fingernails. They broke through to a chamber that shouldn't have been there, walls covered in markings, some old, some fresh. One of the miners screamed. He saw his own name carved in fresh red letters across the rock. They left him down there. The next morning, the mine was silent, but Ellis, he came back alone, clean, calm, smiling. He said the others had been fed to it. It never had a name. It didn't want worship. It wanted memory. It wanted identity. Faces, names, birthdays, stories. It ate what made you real. And in return, it gave you immortality of a sort, if you were the one who offered the rest. Ellis was never seen eating again, but people around him disappeared. Quietly, without struggle, just forgotten. Like they were edited out of the world, their rooms untouched, their names missing from records. When he finished telling me, I tried to record him. My tape came out blank, my notes were smudged. He looked me in the eyes and said, "You listened too long, Harold. Now it knows your shape." That night, I dreamed of a mirror that didn't reflect me. It reflected him, smiling. The next morning, my neighbor didn't recognize me. My wife called me stranger. My dog growled at me. No one says my name anymore, and I can't remember my mother's face. The thing in the mine is hungry again, and this time it's using me to feed. Still with me? Good. But I'd check your reflection before you sleep tonight. Make sure it's really you looking back. Because